I'm just going to show you a really easy setup for how to prepare an Agarose gel whenever you're about to run a gel. There's some things that you're going to need, obviously some equipment. A microwave is going to be one of the important things that you guys need to go ahead and grab. We have several in the classroom. There's also several back in the prep room. You're going to need a heat glove. You're going to need some of your buffer, your desired buffer that you're going to use. You're going to need something called a Wheaton bottle, which we'll use right here to heat up your gels. You're going to need your scupula. You'll need some certified, the molecular biology agarose. Different from agar, which we'll use a little bit later in the year. Make sure that you have agarose. You'll need a little bit of parafilm, a balance, and then finally a graduated cylinder. What I'm going to do is just get ready and prepare a gel that we're going to run for a restriction digest here pretty soon. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and make a 1% TAE gel. Now the TAE part of that describes what type of buffer that I'm going to use. You guys prepared some TAE working concentration 1x buffer the other day, and that's what I have right here. The 1% of that describes the concentration that I want it to be in Agarose. So what I'm going to do is typically whenever you guys are going to make a gel, it takes about 50 milliliters in order to make one gel. So if I want 50 milliliters of a 1x or a 1% agarose gel, what I'm going to need then is just 0.5 grams of my agarose. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and grab my parafilm, right? So it still has the film right on here. I'm going to zero out my balance with the parafilm on there. And then I'm just going to go ahead and grab my agarose here. I'm going to add 0.5 grams. Now you guys prepared some the other day that you already have in your 15 mil conical tubes. So that's where you'll get your agarose from. Make sure to wash off your scupula before you get your agarose, just to make sure that it's clean and not contaminating anything. Okay, so there I am at 0.50 grams of agarose. You guys can see right there, 0.50 grams. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is just take that little bit of parafilm here. Now I'm going to go ahead and put that into my bottle. Now my bottle is labeled for agarose gels. These will be sitting next to the microwaves that you guys find. I'll take the parafilm, slowly pour the powder into the bottle. There's always going to be like a little bit of that powder left. It's okay if you don't quite get it all. That's most of it. You can see it's down there in the bottom of the bottle. I'm going to take my graduated cylinder, add my desired amount of TAE buffer. And in this case, I want 50 milliliters because I only used 0.5 grams, which is going to give me a 1% solution. That's pretty close right there. 50 mils. Oops. I'll close that up. And then I'm just going to go ahead and take my 50 mils of TAE buffer, and I'm just going to add it right to the bottle here. Okay. Put on the cap, and I'm going to stir this around. Try to get it to dissolve. And you'll see you sort of get this sort of cloudy white solution. We want that to go completely clear, so we want to melt the agarose. So what we're going to do is use the microwave in order to do that. Here's one thing that you have to be really, really careful for when you're heating up in these Wheaton bottles. We want to make sure that the cap is twisted, not all the way tight, but that it's loosened up some, so that pressure doesn't build up. If we tighten this all the way down like this to where we can't turn any longer, you'll put it in the microwave, it will build up pressure in the bottle, and the bottle will explode, and it will make a really loud noise, and it will be scary. So let's make sure that this is loosened about a quarter of a turn, so something like that. So there's plenty of space with the cap. We don't want the cap to be all the way down. I'm going to come over here to one of our microwaves. This one's name is Goliath. I'll take my Wheaton bottle. We're going to go ahead and put that in for a minute here to start. So when I take this out, you guys can see it's starting to get clear, but what I'm going to do is just shake this around a little. Okay, put it back in the microwave and get it to boil again. that's getting pretty clear, right? A lot different from that cloudy look that we had to start. I'm going to shake it around a little. And then let's go ahead and get that to boil one more time. Okay, so this thing is cooled down to about 50 degrees. So you guys can maybe see there on the thermometer. So this thing is almost ready to go. The last thing that we're going to need to do is add a stain to the gel, so you'll be able to visualize your DNA. And what we're going to use to do that is right here. It's called CyberSafe DNA gel stain. It's a safer version of the ethidium bromide. It's not ethidium bromide at all. It's a much safer stain in order to visualize nucleic acids. So anytime we're trying to visualize DNA, we'll add some of this. Rule of thumb is for however many milliliters that I have in this container, I'm going to add 1 microliter of CyberSafe. So I've got 50 mils ready to go for this gel, so I'm just going to add 5 microliters of the CyberSafe DNA stain. Right, it comes in the little tube that looks like that, super concentrated. I'm going to go ahead and grab a tip. Micropipette is set to already to 5 microliters. Let's open up the cap here. Be careful with the stain. It's going to stain pretty much anything it comes into contact with. You can see it's kind of like a very dark red stain there. I'm just going to go into my gel. Set this off to the side here. Close this up. Okay. I'm just going to go right into my gel, into the liquid, and eject. Then I'll swirl this around. And now this is a gel that is ready to pour.